All right, let's get an audio check. Test 1, 2, 3. How do we sound? Audio test 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. How do we sound, Alan? How's the audio? Can you hear? Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. All right, and we are live. What's going on, guys? Again, it's been a while since we last did a live stream, and for that I apologize. It has been a very, very busy week or two. I'm at some training in San Antonio, and it's keeping me very, very busy. But here we are. We have some time, and hopefully it's not too late for you guys. We're gonna go ahead and kick this off. Basically, what we're going to be covering tonight is a whole bunch of news. We'll be taking questions as always, so feel free to hit me up. I'll be tracking questions on Facebook and on YouTube, and we'll just see what happens. Let's go ahead and start off with some news. Had a whole bunch to cover. Let's see what I have. Oh, okay. So first off, NiceHash was hacked. I talked about this. I want to say in our last live stream. It was it was like a passive mining program where you can lend your computing power or you can buy computing power from other people. So it was really, really easy to set up. It took like 5 minutes to set up, and then you can start and stop it with the click of a button, and just really easy to use, right? So I used it for about a month, made about 27 bucks, and then it was hacked, and apparently some douchebag stole $50 million in Bitcoin from NiceHash because they did not secure their storage wallet very well. So that sucks. They did release a statement. Basically, they're just like, yeah, we're suspending all of the mining for 24 hours. It's still down. It's been a couple days and it's still down. They're pretty much like, yeah, we're sorry, but there's not much we can do about it. So, I mean, I know some people had a significant amount of money on there, so my heart goes out to them. I guess I'm lucky. I only had 20 something dollars, so for me it wasn't a big deal, but it still sucks to see that happen because I like the program. It was easy to use. Alright, next article. Fork me once. Super Bitcoin and Bitcoin Platinum among 5 new hard forks. Can you believe that? We're going to be forking 5 more times in December. We got Bitcoin Diamond, Bitcoin Platinum, I guess Super Bitcoin, um, whole bunch of new hard forks in December. Absolutely ridiculous. The hard forks are like the new ICO. I mean, I guess it's more attractive to fork a Bitcoin currency that's going to be worth $50, $100, something like that, than it is to do an ICO, go through all that heartache, and then you're only starting off with a token that's worth, you know, what, 10 cents or whatever. But still, I think this is ridiculous. I mean, that the hard forks are getting out of control, like completely out of control, and I mean, so when China banned ICOs, it was not received warmly by the market. Bitcoin, the whole market um, sold off from 5,000 down to 3,000. Obviously, it's recovered since then, but it was perceived as a very, very bad thing. But now I'm scratching my head going like, we need that to happen like worldwide. Like we need, or well, I'm sorry, not ICOs. We need that to happen to the hard forks. Like somebody do something, stop all the hard forks because it's getting a little bit ridiculous. But I guess this has been contributing to the run up in the price of Bitcoin. Let's see here. Looks like 16.8 on Bittrex at least. We almost hit 17,000. I know on other exchanges we've exceeded 18,000. I think on foreign exchanges we almost hit 20,000 already. Crazy, crazy. And that's another thing. I don't understand why there's such a discrepancy in the price of Bitcoin and some of the other altcoins as well between the exchanges. Um, I mean, I'm tempted to try to find someone in like Korea and be like, "Yo, I'll buy Bitcoin over here, send it to you, you sell it over there for a profit." I don't even know if it works that way, but there's such a price discrepancy. I don't fully understand it. If anyone in here can uh, can explain that, that would be awesome because I'm dying to know. Anyways, so we have all the hard forks. We have the CME group bringing Bitcoin futures live. Um, I don't know if that's going to be a good or a bad thing long term for the price of Bitcoin, but short term, I think it is contributing to this very, very positive price action that we are seeing. So that plus the hard forks equals Bitcoin's out of control, and we're probably going to see 20,000 now, at least by the end of the year, because every time there's a sell-off, everyone just is just waiting to buy it right back up. So there's a lot of support usually at the nearest $1,000 increment. All right, let's go. I'm not going to come back to that. Next article. Ben Schur said, "I'm hearing it's arbitrage." I've heard that term before. I forget what it means. If you can expound on that. Yeah, for the price differences. I figured that's what you mean. If you could expound on that, that would be awesome. I'm going to go ahead and cover this article, though. So apparently, the um, the Wikipedia founder doesn't like the way things have been going with Wikipedia, so he's going to rethink it, and they're going to be redeploying Wikipedia on the EOS blockchain. Pretty interesting, pretty interesting. EOS has run up, I mean, right there with Bitcoin. I think percentage-wise, EOS has increased more than Bitcoin over the past couple of weeks, and it's sitting pretty comfortable around like $3 and change, something like that. But anyways, they're deploying this new decentralized Wikipedia on the blockchain, which is pretty cool. Um, I mean, I've always kind of looked at Wikipedia as if it was already decentralized, just because anyone can contribute from anywhere in the world. Um, I guess the proof system. I think the proof system is what they're going to decentralize more than anything. Um, I'm not really familiar with exactly how that works, but it should be interesting to see how they roll this out in the near future. Pretty interesting. All right, let me see if I can research that real quick. The arbitrage, Bitcoin price difference. This is from March, August. Oh, that's from years ago. All right, so yeah, these people are agreeing with you. So yeah, apparently I don't know. I don't know. I would like to get into that because there is such a wide discrepancy there. There's probably a lot of money to be made if it's possible. Yassine Sharif coming in with the first question. He says, "What's the Ripple target in 1 month?" Well, I'm glad you asked because we were going to cover this. This is just in a couple of hours ago. Ripple finally came through with their escrow of 55 billion XRP to promote supply predictability. So there have been rumors of this happening for a while, for I want to say since the first of the year, is somewhere around there. As long as I've been tracking Ripple, I've known they were going for this, but it finally became a reality. They finally got the contract locked in there, so this has been very, very bullish for the price of Ripple. I was able to get in on it like right here, like right as, I mean, I already had 10,000 Ripple, but I went ahead and bought 15,000 more just as it started going up, and then I sold right at the top. So I played that pretty well. I'm waiting to get back in at like about 22, like 22.1 cents, something like that. So I'm hoping it goes down just a little bit further. We're almost there. We'll see what happens. But I mean, look at that spike. That is incredible. So this was well received by the Ripple community for sure. What it does, obviously, is it takes 55 billion Ripple off of the open market. It's not going to be an active supply. That's almost 25. Actually, that's more than 25% of the circulating supply. Max supply. Wait, or is it 100 billion? I always get that confused. It's either 1 or 200 billion. Coin market cap. Circulating supply is, all right, 38 billion. I'm sorry, so the max supply, god dang, it's either 1 or 200 billion. Of course, it's going to take its sweet time loading. Anyways, killing me smalls. So that's like half or a quarter of the max supply for Ripple. So that's a big deal. It took so much Ripple off the open market. So that's good for supply and demand, and it's already showing. But I mean, I've always been very, very bullish on Ripple. I've talked about it in almost every single live stream. It's one of the least volatile cryptocurrencies out there. It pretty much goes up steadily over time. Um, Even in a down market, like one of these days, Bitcoin is going to pull back. It's got to happen because what the heck has been going on the last couple of days? This is insane. But even when it does, it's going to be hard for Ripple to pull back below 20 cents. So that's I always keep a buy in there just in case. It actually hit it today. We hit 20 cents today, and immediately this news was released, and then it immediately shot up to 28 cents. But so yeah, Ripple's a solid program. Some people don't like it because it's backed by the banks, and part of the whole crypto movement is we're trying to get away from the banks. We're trying to get away from the centralized power structure. But I think there's money to be made, so I'm going to invest in it, even if it is blood money. But the Ripple network is growing. There's more than 100 banks that back it now. It continues to grow. Solid project. This only makes it better. So pretty bullish. As for the price, man, I don't know. Every time it spikes up, like we can't hold it, and I don't understand that. I thought part of the problem was that Ripple was dumping the currency on the market because we're in the test phase right now, right? They're trying to test how fluid Ripple is with these 100 banks that are backing it and trying to get to where they can actively use it, right? So I think they were trying to keep the price pretty steady. They will be able to do that less now with this 55 billion in escrow. But I guess the way it's going to work out is month 0, 55 billion is in escrow. Month 1, 1 billion is released. Month 2, another billion is released until month 55. Now it's all back in active circulation. So it'll take a couple years for it to bleed back into the market. We'll just have to see how that goes. Oh yeah, price target. Wait, for 1 month, I want to say 30 cents. I think 30 cents would be pretty healthy. As if Bitcoin ever pulls back, I think as long as there's not some overwhelmingly negative news that causes the whole market to pull back, I mean, as always, the amount of capital that's in Bitcoin right now is going to start to flow out to the altcoins, and I think Ripple is going to benefit greatly from that because there's been so much positive news lately. So I'm going to say 30 cents. I don't think that is far-fetched at all. All right, Ben Schuer, let's come in with some clarification. Let me read this real quick. Different person. Yeah, I don't fully understand the arbitrage. I'm going to do some research though because I think you could probably make some pretty easy money doing that. How high will XRP really go? I have no idea. I mean, this right here, this 55 billion XRP being thrown into escrow, could be the catalyst we need to set it in motion toward $1. like I said, there's something weird going on with Ripple. It should be appreciating faster than it is right now, and it's just not. So if it wasn't for that, if I knew what was holding it back, I could give you a better estimate, but I'm not confident on that. Um, I wouldn't really be surprised if we hit $1 in the next year. Yeah, I can see that happening. I can see $1 happening in the next year. In the next month, though, probably 30 cents. All right, Sabin11 said, I sent some Bitcoin today and it's not confirming. What's up? Ooh, another good question. All right, let's see. So there's a backlog of like 200,000 transactions. It took me about 14 hours for my 2 Bitcoin transactions today to be completed. It's because there's a backlog. All right, now we're up to almost 217,000 unconfirmed transactions. So you're somewhere right here, right in the mix, and that number keeps increasing. The reason for this, well, okay, so if you remember back, what was it, a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, there was the Bitcoin Cash scare, right? That's when, what's his name? I can't remember his name. The main Bitcoin Cash dude. He released a statement saying that he saw Bitcoin Cash as the primary Bitcoin, and that he thought it was going to overtake Bitcoin one day, blah, 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 blah. A lot of people caught on to that, and what happened was a lot of the miners shifted from Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash. So now Bitcoin Cash is sitting there with all of the hash power, and Bitcoin was struggling. And this is what happened. There were a whole bunch of unconfirmed transactions. I think it was about 200,000 then as well. But the problem then was the hash power. The hash power was cut like in fourths, I believe. Bitcoin. Here, let me just pull up the chart. The reason I bring that up is because there's not a hash rate problem right now. So I think the reason why there are so many unconfirmed transactions is just because Bitcoin is going through the roof and it is generating so much awareness and so much hype. I mean, I have a lot of friends that have been coming out of the woodwork just today and being like, "Yo, dude, what is going on with Bitcoin? Hook me up. I know you're into it. What information can you give me? How do I buy it? What exchange do I need to use? I want to get some Bitcoin." And I mean, everyone's trying to get in on this right now, and it's driving up the transactions, right? So I mean, this is good and bad. It's good because awareness is good, mass adoption is good, but it's bad because it's making the Bitcoin's failure to scale very, very obvious, and I can't imagine that it's not worrisome to some people. I guess that the hash power was dipping down there a little bit, but we're still holding at about 12 exahashes. So this is what I was talking about back with the Bitcoin Cash scare, right? So here we were up at like 12 exahashes for Bitcoin and less than 1 for Bitcoin Cash, and then all of a sudden here we are at 3. So yeah, about a quarter of what it was before the Bitcoin Cash scare. Bitcoin Cash's hash power was cut in 4, was divided by 4, and Bitcoin Cash multiplied exponentially, and that's what caused the backlog. This is different. This is just straight up tons of interest, tons of awareness, and everyone's trying to buy Bitcoin. So you're one of the many, but I wouldn't worry. Like I said, it took me 14 hours for my transaction to be completed, so it's going to take probably a little longer at this point, depending on when you bought it, because there were like 140,000 unconfirmed when I bought my Bitcoin. So if you bought it really recently, it might take 24 hours. I'm not sure, but you'll get it eventually. Did I miss a question? All right, let me check the YouTube for comments. I always forget about that. All right, nothing on YouTube yet. No big deal. For anyone who is just now turning in, we're monitoring the chat in both YouTube and Facebook, so go ahead and ask any questions that you do have. Until we get some more questions coming in, I'll go ahead and cover some more news. Let's move on. We already covered the Ripple article. I'll go ahead and keep that up. Probably revisit that later because that's one of the biggest news flashes we've had all day. We already talked about NiceHash. So there's a whole bunch of new viewers right now. I'll go ahead and cover that again. NiceHash was hacked, in case you haven't heard already. I've heard different estimates as to how much Bitcoin was stolen. I've heard 50 million, I've heard 60 million. A lot of Bitcoin was stolen from NiceHash, and a lot of people are losing out here. I mean, that 50 million was spread among however many million users NiceHash had, or maybe not a million, but thousands and thousands. So that sucks. It was a pretty attractive program, but now it is probably going to collapse. Moving on. Alright, this is not new news, but I haven't talked about it yet in any of our live streams. So U.S. Senate Bill S 1241 to criminalize concealed ownership of Bitcoin. This, like I said, it hasn't been in the recent headlines. This was December 1st, so almost a week ago. But this is at bitcoinmanager.com. I'm not familiar with that website at all, but pretty interesting read here. So I guess what this means is, I think potentially it could be dangerous for the privacy coins. So Monero, Verge, what else? What else? Why can't I think right now? There's a ton of privacy currencies out there. Those are like the latest, greatest, best. What am I trying to say? The price action with the privacy currencies is very positive near and long term, because we're finding out more and more that Bitcoin is not as anonymous as you thought it once was, but everyone wants anonymity. So we're going for the privacy coins so that we can still achieve it through their Tor network and all that stuff. But I think this poses a threat. I mean, obviously, some people are still going to use those currencies, some, but I think that if you can go to jail or be fined for using those currencies in a concealed manner, then there are a lot of people that are not going to want to take that gamble. I think, I mean, obviously what they're saying here is, blah blah blah, same old story. Bitcoin and Monero are used for human trafficking and drug smuggling and terrorism and funding terrorism and blah blah blah. Give me a break, man. I mean, the percentage of people who use Bitcoin and these currencies for doing that is infinitesimally small to those of us who just want to use it for day-to-day transactions. Like, we love the idea of a decentralized currency and what it brings to the masses. We want to use it for innocent things. But at the end of the day, the people who are going to suffer are the innocent ones who want to use it for innocent things. And it's not going to stop the people that are using it for those things, human trafficking, drugs, blah, blah, blah. It's not going to stop them. They're already engaged in criminal activity. If they get caught, what's a concealed crypto charge on top of, human trafficking? I mean, it's not going to add to their sentence or whatever. They're not going to care. So it's not going to stop them. It's only going to stop good people from using good technology. So that's unfortunate. But moving on. Let's see what we have. Any more questions? Matty Wright, what are your thoughts on why Litecoin has not followed Bitcoin as of yet? Well, Bitcoin is leaving everything in the dust right now. What is it? Its dominance has soared to over 66%. That's the highest it's been in a while. So Litecoin is really just right there in the mess with everything else. I wouldn't say that it reflects negatively on Litecoin. Everything's down right now, unless there's Ripple. Very positive news backing it right now. But I wouldn't worry. I think as Bitcoin starts to sell off a little bit, if there's any kind of a price correction there, it'll flow out into the altcoins, and good grief, Litecoin should benefit more than just about anything. I think one of the best technologies out there, one of the best widely used currencies. It's considered, digital silver, whereas Bitcoin is digital gold. It has a lot of notoriety and a little bit of the household name there. But so what was it? Steem. All right, so Steem, not the Steem cryptocurrency, but Steam like the game network. The company Valve. The Steam that's associated with them, they are dropping Bitcoin. So you're not going to be able to buy games and stuff using Bitcoin anymore on the Steam network. And so the response to that is people are calling out Charlie Lee and being like, "Yo, dude, this is your opportunity. Get with Steem. Have them use Litecoin instead of Bitcoin because the fees are so much lower. It's a much more nimble currency. This is the opportunity, dude. Hit him up." So he actually tweeted about it not too long ago, and I don't think I'm going to be able to find it if I look for it. But what did he say? Something to the effect of, okay, so Steem didn't accept the Bitcoin directly. Steem accepted the Bitcoin via BitPay. So I think he said he was going to entertain the idea of approaching BitPay and having them support Litecoin. But he said it was pointless to approach Steem directly and have Steem accept Litecoin directly. It's probably not going to happen in the near future. But if BitPay adopted Litecoin support, that would be huge. That's a possible catalyst floating around out there right now. I don't know. I like Litecoin. I own some. I think I have like 5 Litecoin. Not just in case. That's all the only reason why I really have it. But if it pulls back any further than it does, I'm gonna go in and own some Litecoin. Hopefully that answered your question. Let's see here. Train John, welcome back. Everyone said that Bitcoin isn't going to be supported in the future. Your thoughts? We have to solve the scalability issue, man. Like, we can't just... People are not going to continue to rally behind Bitcoin if we sit at 200,000 unconfirmed transactions, or if that number grows. 24-hour transaction times, that's bogus. Like, nobody wants to put up with that. The fees are increasing all the time. Like, Bitcoin is no longer nimble. It doesn't do the things it has a reputation of doing, honestly. And I think it's going to hurt it long term unless we can fix the scalability issue. Now, here we go. Another article. Bitcoin's Lightning Network version 1 RC is here. Mainnet beta implementations on the way. So guess what? The scalability might be here. Might be here very, very soon. Apparently, they're starting to implement this and test it out. I can't even imagine, on top of what Bitcoin's already been doing, if Lightning goes live. I mean, oh my gosh, we might see 30,000 by the end of the year if that happens. If it happens in December, I forget what the time frame was, or if it was even. I didn't even read this article. I'll be honest. I just pulled up. I saw the headline. I pulled it up. I was gonna read it, and I never did. Well, it indicated that 2018 will be the year when this 2-layer scale. Okay, so it'll be 2018. It won't be this year, but at least we got an update. 2018. We'll look forward to that. Check out some price action real quick. What's going on? Bitcoin still trying to decide if it wants to test out some new highs or if it wants to retrace a little bit. I'm still hoping it hits 15,000 and I can buy a little bit more. We'll see. Well, Ripple's behaving. Hopefully it gets down to 22 cents and I can buy some more of that. We will see. What else is going on? Bitcoin Cash sold off down below 1,300. Now it's almost back up to 1,400. Litecoin pretty stable. EOS stable. Monero stable. Bitcoin Gold, that's a pretty attractive price for Bitcoin Gold. Might looking at acquiring some of that here pretty soon. NEO as well. So I was talking about Ripple earlier and how stable it is. Ripple's one of the best long-term bets out there because of its stability and the adoption it's seen, this new escrow news. But NEO's right there with it. I think it's a solid project long term. If China ever comes back, if they open up the ICOs again, and there are ICOs planned to launch on NEO, I'm not sure how that's going to turn out with the current Chinese climate. But we're approaching some pretty key support here for NEO. I mean, look at that. This is our key support down here at 30 bucks, 30, 31. It's not going to continue to sell off very much longer, I don't think. Long term, I guess, like 28, somewhere around in here is going to be a more long-term support. But I think 30 is going to hold pretty securely. There's been some pretty positive news for NEO, but it trades independently of Bitcoin. So that's kind of what I was getting at. Even in the event of like a Bitcoin flash crash or something like that, I think NEO will still hold pretty strong because it's been selling off as Bitcoin has been appreciating. So I would not be surprised if it actually benefited from a Bitcoin sell-off. All right, we're up to 40 live viewers now, so that's awesome, guys. Welcome to the stream. By the way, I meant to mention, go ahead and hit that share button if you guys don't mind. We're going to try as best we can to top 100 live viewers tonight, and you can definitely help us out by sharing the live stream. Bring your buddies in here. If they have questions, we'll answer them as best we can. Everyone has questions right now. I mean, everyone has questions, especially the guys that are just getting into it and just becoming aware. But let's see, what else do we have for questions? Tran John, any top coins to get into? So yeah, it's kind of hard to say right now just because Bitcoin is stealing all of the attention. I think Ripple. I mean, I would say Ripple is my number one right now. I do have a. I'm trying to buy some Ripple. I'm just waiting for it to hit the right price. I also have a buy order in for Neo. So those are the two that I'm looking at right now. I just bought back the Bitcoin. It's kind of a tongue twister. I just bought back the Bitcoin I sold earlier. I sold it at like 16,799. So right there at the top. Or sorry, 16,799. There you go. So it sold off more than $1,000. I think I played that pretty well. But other than that, I'm not really watching. Oh, Verge. I'm sorry, I lied. I've been watching Verge as well. Anytime it approaches the this 7/10 of a penny mark down here, it seems to bounce off of it like crazy and go right back up. So I'm going to continue to watch that. And I think Verge is really hot for day trading. If you want to just flip something really quick, Verge is seeing a lot of volatility, and you can make a quick penny just flipping Verge. Other than that, there's not a whole lot that really interests me right now. Maybe Bitcoin Gold. I mean, it's continuing to sell off. I like the idea behind Bitcoin Gold. The whole the effort to decentralize the mining. I like that. I like GPU mining. I actually just built a miner the other day, sitting over there. I don't think you can see it. Maybe you can see it now. So yeah, it's 99% complete. I just have to figure out a way to hook it up to the internet. Except they disabled the Ethernet connectivity in here, and I forgot to buy a wireless card, so I'm not able to use it just yet. But how did I even get talking about that? Let's see what else we have for questions. Nothing on YouTube. Another coin that has absolutely blown my mind is Stellar Lumens. I remember when the news came out, this is a while back, a month ago or so, about their partnership with Microsoft. The price skyrocketed from less than a penny to about 4.5 cents, and I was like, all right, yeah, it's whatever. It's just hype. It's gonna sell off, and it did, down to below 3 cents. But now we're sitting at 12, so I feel pretty foolish for not buying in that. I mean, I think that's the one and only reason for the run-up in the price of Stellar Lumens lately, though. They partnered with Microsoft. They got some big project going on. And then, well, everything's been appreciating with Bitcoin, I guess. But, I don't know. What else? What else? All kinds of questions surrounding Tether right now. There's been so many Tether issued as of late. Still no audit. Still no clarity. No willingness to comply with requests for those audits. So I don't know. I mean, I'm still using Tether for the time being, but I'm skeptical. I'm worried. I'm more likely to buy something like Neo or Ripple, something I can hold long term as I become more and more worried about Tether. That's about all I have for top coins. Let's see what else we have for the news. We already talked about that. Ripple. Yeah, unconfirmed transactions are still increasing. We're up to almost 220,000 now. So we're probably looking at about a 24-hour wait if you're trying to complete a Bitcoin transaction. See if we haven't seen any movement in the. Nah. Hash power is staying pretty steady. Tran John, JP Morgan. Can you expound on that question? Oh, you're probably referring to JP Morgan's getting into futures as well, I believe. So we have the CME group bringing Bitcoin futures online, as well as JP Morgan, I think, if I remember correctly. You're probably asking for my thoughts on that. I don't know how it's going to impact the market long term. I'm still trying to figure that out. Um, that might be playing into the price action that we're seeing right now. I'm not completely sure. Long term, I think it's going to lead to manipulation of the price of Bitcoin. I mean, I think it's going to lead to manipulation. And also, let's see if I can figure out how to explain this. I'm going to use the precious metals market as an example. So with precious metals, with tangible, like actual silver and gold that you can hold in your hand, there's a limited supply of it, obviously, right? If we want more silver, we have to pull it out of the ground and refine it. But what the futures market has done to silver is basically multiplied the amount of silver traded on the market exponentially, because we're not only trading tangible silver that you can hold in your hand, we're trading futures contracts, and we're trading paper. Uh, I'm afraid the same thing is going to happen with Bitcoin. So even though there's a 21 million hard cap for the max supply of Bitcoin, not only do we have all these hard forks left and right every month, there's a new freaking Bitcoin hard fork, but now we're going to have futures, and I hope it doesn't lead to the same thing, like trading. I'm not explaining this as clearly as I would like. So let's pretend there's 1 million ounces of silver on the market, right? There's only 1 million ounces of silver for precious metals trading available in the world. Well, there might be 10 million available for trading on paper. So it's multiplied the market by that much, and I'm afraid that's going to happen with Bitcoin, because it would completely destroy the idea of the max supply. But I digress. Muhammad Asif asked the question, will Dogecoin hit 10 cents? I doubt it. I doubt it. The only thing Dogecoin is really used for anymore is tipping, but anything can be used for tipping, really. Litecoin, I mean, very, very cheap transactions. I think it's like 20 cents for a Litecoin transaction right now. You can, if you want to tip 50 cents, it'll cost you, 70 cents, whatever. Microtransactions are possible with Litecoin. Ripple, I'm sorry, yeah, Ripple, also used for microtransactions. IOTA is going to be the boss of microtransactions if they ever get that completely online or released to the public. I think Dogecoin is going to go the way of the dodo bird. Honestly, it's not going to maintain its relevance much longer. Jesse Singh is asking about IOTA. Yeah, dude. Okay, so IOTA has been one of my favorite currencies for a long, long time. Except I've never bought any of it. I've never bought any IOTA, and I'm kicking myself right now because what an idiot, dude. I was talking about IOTA when it was back at like 25 cents. That was like 3-4 weeks ago. So yeah, we sold off all the way down to, okay, maybe it was 35 cents, and then we hit $5. Like, oh my gosh, really missed out there. I feel pretty stupid. But the Tangle system is still amazing. Tangle is legit. The whole, I mean, it's perfectly scalable. It does have some issues. It's not completely perfect, but pretty solid project. They supposedly they've announced some partnerships with some pretty big names, Microsoft. I forget who else. And I mean, that along with the rise of Bitcoin has been causing the run up in the price. But I just heard, actually minutes ago, from a pretty reliable source that some of those partnerships are falsified. Um, I haven't really verified that, but I think I do trust the information. Um, Probably as soon as we wrap up this live stream, I'll try to do my research and find out just how legit that is. But if so, then it's gonna crash. Um, It's ranked 4 right now. It was rank what was it, like in the 20s or something not too long ago. Now it's the 4th overall. That's crazy, and I don't think it's sustainable. I mean, we've already sold off quite a bit from the top there, but still not a very attractive buy-in price in my opinion. I mean, we missed it. We missed it at this point. Um, I mean, long term, sure, if they get the project online, and like I said, I love Tangle, but I think that is in the distant future, and I'm not willing to buy in right now and let my capital sit for that long. Not at this price. Not at this price. All right. Tran John. Oh, okay. He says, I'm so mad. He's a crook. He must be referring to Jamie Dimon. Back to the JP Morgan thing. Oh, so yeah. Alan, he's the one that told me that IOTA was falsifying the partnerships. So if you have more information on that, feel free to share the links or whatever. I haven't been able to look into that yet. All right, someone has asked a question about Ripple. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce your name because that's very difficult. We've talked about this a couple times on the stream so far, but always happy to touch on it again because solid coin, my top pick. We talked about this article here. They finally just got clearance for the 55 billion XRP escrow, so they're taking that much Ripple off the market, and that's going to be awesome for the price of Ripple. I mean, it's supply and demand. We just took 55 billion supply off the market, so that's good. Yeah, it's my top pick. Long term, I'm very bullish on Ripple more than anything else. So I think it's pretty solid. Let's see. Daniel Stush. He says, "Verge to the moon?" Question mark. Possibly. It is my favorite privacy coin. It implements Tors in every nook and cranny of the currency. The wallet goes through a Tor. The transactions go through a Tor. It's completely anonymous, completely secure. I really like the Verge project. Let me see where it ranks on the overall. All right, so it's ranked 71 right now. I do think it's undervalued. I think it's underappreciated. It hasn't really gone up that much like the other currencies have been riding this massive Bitcoin wave. I think it's definitely undervalued and underappreciated. Like I said, it's my favorite privacy coin. Pretty solid all around. Solid development team. I have a little bit of Verge. I haven't really. I think I have like 20,000. I threw like $100 at it one day, and I'm just gonna sit on it for a while, see what happens. But I do like Verge. Chris Warden, always coming in with a greeting. First words, always, Walton Coin. Walton Coin hasn't really been doing all that great lately, has it? Walton. So there was this massive run-up. That's awesome. Congrats. I know you made some money on that. It's been selling off. I remember doing some research. I wasn't too fanatically excited about the project, but apparently a lot of people are. So more power to you. Let's see here. Tajay Campbell said, "Speculations speak facts." I'm not sure what that was in reference to. Maybe, oh, for IOTA. I bet you're holding IOTA and you don't like the rumor about falsifying the partnerships. Yeah, that is speculation at this point. I don't have solid proof. I don't have any links to share, but who knows? Jin Love asked a question: where is this traded? Not on Coinbase. Oh no, yeah, Coinbase. You can't really buy any altcoins on Coinbase. I mean, Ethereum and Litecoin, sure, but for anything else, you have to migrate your capital to a real exchange. I mean, Coinbase is what I call an entry exchange. If you want to enter the market, you can't just move your fiat straight into like Bittrex or Bitfinex. You have to buy Bitcoin first, transfer that, and from there you can spread it out into different altcoins. So if you only have a Coinbase account and you want to diversify into some other coins, I would recommend Bittrex if you're a U.S. citizen at least. There are much better options for non-U.S. citizens, but I think Bittrex is the best at this point for U.S. citizens. I was liking Bitfinex. I was starting to prefer it actually, but and all of a sudden they closed it to U.S. citizens. So now we're back to the drawing board, and I think Bittrex is the best. Um, it's not ideal. It didn't have some of the perks and capabilities that Bitfinex did, but it's not bad. It has pretty low fees, a quarter of a percent compared to 1.5% for Coinbase. Those fees are stupid, and they charge a spread on top of that. But yeah, I'd recommend Bittrex if you haven't looked into it. All right, more questions. What do we have? I feel like I missed a few back there. Uh, all right, Train John is signing off. He said goodbye. Awesome. I'll see you, man. Have a good night. Let's see here. Moyo, you need to watch this. Oh, you're tagging. Okay, gotcha. How about Binance? I have no idea what Binance is. Jorge Saragoca says use a VPN. I think you're referring to Bitfinex in order to access Bitfinex. Yeah, I suppose, but I don't think they accept US dollars anymore either. So that's a problem. I mean, you have to acquire a large amount of euros, I suppose, and then it would be possible, but I don't know. I'm happy enough with Bittrex that for now I'm just gonna keep using Bittrex. I don't have any complaints. It's just in a perfect world. I wish I could transfer, or I wish it was possible to transfer fiat straight to Bittrex and just completely circumvent Coinbase altogether, but not possible. Sean Green is asking about XPD. I don't even know what that is. Let's see here. Petrodollar. What in the world? I think I read an article on this not too long ago. It's coming back. And wow, look at that spike. Interesting. I haven't done any research on it. I can't really comment or speculate. Let's see, what are we looking at for volume? It's pretty low volume, 41,000 US dollar. Um, I don't know. It looks like it was hyped like no other, and now it's dying. I mean, that's just at a quick glance. That's what I want to say. Um, yeah. Oh, have you guys heard of what's it called? CryptoKitty? Has anyone heard of CryptoKitty? I just read an article on this because one of my non-blockchain, non-Bitcoin familiar friends was asking me about it, and I was like, I have no idea what CryptoKitty is. He told me to check it out, and I did, and it blows my mind. People are spending like tens of thousands of dollars to buy these digital kitties. And if you have more than one kitty, if you have a male and a female kitty, you breed them together, and they produce another kitty, and then you can sell that kitty. So it's almost like I think you can use these crypto kitties as an investment if you plan on breeding them and selling them. If you get lucky, you get a really rare kitty, awesome looking kitty, whatever. You can make some money. I mean, it's a crazy thing. Um, so there was the most expensive kitty ever sold on kittysales.co on their exchange. It went for $114,481.59. $114,000, 247 Ethereum. Are you kidding me? It's crazy. I have no idea who would be willing to pay that. Um, but yeah, I guess feel free to read through this article. It's at cryptoanswers.net. It's the most recent one. But the way this works is there's different attributes assigned to the different kitties, and so the main one is a cooldown, right? You want your kitty to have a low cooldown because then you can breed it. Like if it's a fast cooldown, like here you have fast, swift, snappy, all the way down to catatonic, right? So if you have a fast kitty, you can breed it every 1 minute. So you're producing more kitties that you can sell every 1 minute. Crazy. I recommend looking into it if you haven't heard of it already. The reason why this really caught my attention, though, like it actually almost crashed the Ethereum network when it first launched. There were so many people buying these kitties. There was so much trade volume that it bogged down the Ethereum network, and I mean it's caused issues. There was a company, what was it called? I don't remember. some blockcoin project was trying to launch its ICO, and they're like, "Yo, there's like a 24-hour delay on these Ethereum transactions. People aren't even going to be able to get their Ethereum in time to send it in and secure their tokens. We're going to have to delay this." So they did. They delayed the ICO 48 hours, all because of CryptoKitty. Crazy. Looks like we have some questions coming in. My throat is killing me. I'll be right back. Give me 20 seconds. Alright, sorry about that, guys. We are back. Let's get into some of these questions. Alright, so we have someone suggesting Poloniex for a good place to trade. I've never tried it out. I forget, something about it turned me off. I forget what it was. Oh, I think there's just, I don't know. I forget. Let's see here. Binance, much easier to buy than IOTA and other coins. I never looked at it. Is Zen really the next best thing? Is that the currency that was forked from Zcash? Zencash, I think? Yeah. I have no idea. Somebody thinks so because it's been skyrocketing. Holy cow. I haven't really done much research on it. I don't know. I think when I first started looking into it, it had just done this, and I was like, well, I missed it. I give up. Let's see, what else we got here? Aha. Alright, I'll call you Fidelis from now on. I can say that. I can pronounce that. I appreciate the clarification there. Carl Bruno Olivieri wants to know about VTR. Man, what's that? VTorrents. Oh, this actually looks pretty healthy. Hasn't been a sell-off yet. Decent trade volume, 319,000 US dollars, almost 20 Bitcoin for 24-hour trade volume. Wow, yeah, it's solid. Almost up 43% today. Now you got me curious. I have no idea what this is. Share with freedom. BitTorrent clients fully released. You'll be able to use VTorrent. First decentralized cryptocurrency client with built-in access to. So it's social network. I'll have to look at that later. I'll keep the tab up. Yeah, I don't know enough to really comment or speculate. Next biggest announcement is Monaco. I haven't really heard much about Monaco lately. Is there something that I'm missing on Crypto Panic? We do need to check that and see what's going on. Oh shoot, nice feature of Monaco Visa from their interview with Internet Gene. It highlighted that Monaco offer. So they're partnering with Visa? What's going on here? Currency wallets in the app, so users have a choice of funding. Wow, interesting. That is pretty big. Let's see what's going on with Monaco. It's not really moving. That was Monero. I like that. No. Let's pull it up in. Oh my goodness. MCO. It's not moving yet based off of that news. We'll have to see what happens. Man, that's been selling off pretty hard. Interesting. Wow, Bitcoin is still selling off. We're down to 15,300 at Bittrex at least. This is the lowest it has been in the past 12 hours or so. Interesting. I'm not really seeing any negative news, so I think it's just a natural correction still. Understanding risk. Yeah, there's nothing too crucial on CryptoPanic. Looks like if it drops another $100, then my buy order gets executed. So we're close. We are close. What else do we have here for questions? What do you think about ADA? Man, I have not been doing my homework. Oh, Cardano. Dude, it's been exploding recently, hasn't it? Ranked 10 overall now. Dude, that's like a perfect reverse cup and handle. I don't even know what that means as far as bullish or bearish. I don't even... Interesting. That's a weird, like, perfect formation. Son of a gun. I haven't done the research recently enough to comment or speculate on that. December 11th, we'll be going multiple Korean exchanges. That's big news. Right now, Japan has been maintaining most of the global trade volume for Bitcoin, the top currencies. So that'd be pretty cool to see Korea steal some of that away. That would be cool. Monaco will be on the biggest Korean exchanges. Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Is Plexcoin PLX history, or is it a hodl for now? Again, I have no idea what that is. Ooh, yeah. I would say probably toast. Less than $10,000, 24-hour trade volume. I mean, that's hard pump, hard dump. Hopefully don't hold too much of that. Looks like there's not much life in Plexcoin. Yeah. Wow, we just cracked 15,000. And my buy order executed. Interesting. And Ripple also selling off. Interesting. This is weird. It's weird. I figured that if Bitcoin sold off like that, Ripple would benefit, and it's going down with Bitcoin. Interesting. Still no questions on YouTube. And it's still selling off. Wow, this is crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if it had something to do with these 220,000 unconfirmed transactions. It's making me nervous too. Who knows? Alright, let's go ahead and cover some more of the news that we already covered. Just going to quickly rehash some things. We talked about this earlier. Ripple escrowed 55 billion XRP for supply predictability. So, awesome, very positive news. Ripple spiked like 40% immediately following the news, like within the next hour. This takes like half the supply of Ripple off the market, and this just adds to the positivity surrounding Ripple, honestly. There's more than 100 banks and financial institutions that back the Ripple program now. So things are looking very, very good for Ripple. It'll take 55 months. They're going to release 1 billion XRP from escrow once a month, every month for the next 55 months. So I mean, for a couple years, most of this XRP will be locked up in escrow. So I think we should finally start seeing some positive movement from Ripple. We'll just have to wait that out and see what happens. We also talked about this, the U.S. Senate Bill S-1241 to criminalize concealed ownership of Bitcoin. This is one of the most worrisome articles that I've read in the past couple of months, honestly, because I mean, this is a pretty crucial step in fighting Bitcoin, fighting cryptocurrency, honestly. I think that it's only going to punish the good guys. It's only going to punish people like you and me, people watching this live stream that want to be able to use their Bitcoin easily to buy a hamburger, buy a coffee at Starbucks, buy whatever. And the people that they are that they claim to be targeting with this kind of legislation are the criminals that are using it for drugs and human trafficking and BS like that, right? But they're not going to stop using it. It does not make any sense. The so what country was it? Oh, never mind. I'll use the U.S. as an example, right? I mean, the government also claims that people use the U.S. dollar for bad things. I mean, they're trying to eliminate or withdraw the $100 bill from circulation because they're like, no one uses $100 bills except for drug lords. They carry suitcases upon suitcases of $100 bills, and we need to prevent that by withdrawing the $100 bill from circulation, right? But that's BS. I think that's BS. What they're trying to do there is widen their control impression. I don't think they like the idea of paper money at all because there's a lot of tax money that is lost by people, paying off illegal workers under the counter, stuff like that. The government wants to tax every single dollar that ever changes hands, and they can't do that in the case of paper money, and they can't do that in the case of these concealed crypto transactions. So I guarantee you, they're not concerned about the drug lords. They're not concerned about the human traffickers. They want your tax money. They want a bite out of every transaction that you ever make. And that's why this legislation is coming down. I don't think it's actually been passed yet due to the probable negative implications. I don't think it's, hold on. Yeah, I don't think it's been passed yet. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Oh, I don't know if you guys have been following, so the Senate finally signed off on the Trump tax bill, right? This happened last Friday. So it looks like it's going to be a go. Anyways, it does have implications for Bitcoin and for cryptocurrency. I don't know if you've already watched our video on it. We uploaded a video to YouTube specifically on this topic, but there are some changes that are going to be implemented along with that bill. Changes that have implications for Bitcoin. First and foremost, it specifies that the 1031 exchange can only be used for real property now. So it can no longer be applied to Bitcoin or any cryptocurrencies. What that means is you cannot defer your capital gains to a later year. It's impossible now. There's no workaround. There's no gray area. They've eliminated the gray area. So now you have to pay your taxes 100% every year, and the IRS is cracking down more and more on that. They're still going after Coinbase. Coinbase is still trying to fight them off, but IRS has been a little bit more successful as of late. I think now Coinbase has agreed to release information on clients that have bought or sold $20,000 worth of Bitcoin within the taxable years 2013 to 2015. So initially, I think they were only going to release information on individuals who had conducted transactions, like single transactions of 20,000 or more. But now it's cumulative throughout the year, which is like almost everyone. I mean, if you buy $5,000 worth of Bitcoin and then sell it, you're at $10,000, and that's one transaction essentially. You bought and sold one time, and you're halfway there. So I mean that's pretty invasive. I hope they can be successful and fight off the IRS on that, but it's yet to be seen. All right, what do we have for questions? What are your two favorite picks right now? I'm gonna have to say Ripple, and man, holy cow, this is a hard sell-off. Now I'm just hoping that we hold at 14,000, or maybe down here at 13,650 somewhere. Whew, this is crazy. Actually starting to get worried. Price swings. I don't know. There's probably still a natural correction at this point. What are we talking about? Two top picks, right? So Ripple's going to be number one. Probably Neo number two. Just they both represent safety in this uncertain market right now. We have Bitcoin is just sold off like $2,500 since we've been streaming here over the past couple hours. Sold off $2,500, and shoot, Ripple. I didn't expect this from Ripple. It's still selling off. Still selling off. It's crazy. But anyways, long term, very, very stable, very, very bullish prospects. And I think that's a safe bet with everything being basically hyped and overinflated right now. I think Ripple and Neo are just your two safest bets. What e-wallet are you using and what makes it better among the others? I don't really have an e-wallet. I'm waiting for my Ledger X to come in. I'm keeping everything. I shouldn't even say this because it's embarrassing, but I still have everything on the exchange until my Ledger gets in. So I might do a video on that when I get it. I'm pretty excited because I'm nervous having it all on the exchange. Go to coincalendar.com. Why? What's on CoinCalendar? Jason Doe just joined the stream. That's awesome, dude. Welcome. Friend of mine. I went to college with him actually back in the day, and he's one of the ones that I referred to. We spoke earlier about Bitcoin. Everyone's asking questions. You know, how do I get in? How do I get in? That's awesome, dude. I'm glad you were able to join the stream. We've been covering news and mostly just covering news and answering questions. So if you have a question or anything like that, just let me know. Coin Calendar. What is this? Oh, that's actually pretty cool. There you go. What's your name? Walton Coin Man. There you go. You have an event coming up. I forgot your name. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and recap some of this news because some people that I know just joined. I want to talk about Ripple again one more time. They finally just got clearance for this escrow of 55 billion Ripple for supply predictability. So that's like half of the circulating supply or half of the max supply of Ripple. It's going to be held in escrow now for a very long time. It's going to take 55 months for it all to be slow released back into the economy. And in theory, that should be very, very bullish for the price of Ripple. And it was there for a little while, but it's been selling off ever since. So now it looks like I'm going to be in for the long haul again with Ripple. As it's been crashing, I've been buying more and more. So hopefully it goes back up. We'll see. This was out of nowhere. This massive, massive. Man, I wish I would have bought some more Bitcoin while it was down like that. Maybe it'll still fall some more. Who knows? Back to some questions. What are your concerns over Tether? So they're not very open, not very transparent at all. It's been months and months since they've had any audits conducted, and I mean, people have been coming out of the woodwork asking them, please subject yourself to an audit. We want to know if you actually have US dollar reserves for the amount of Tether that you've issued, because the amount of Tether issued recently it's been going through the roof. For those of you that don't know what Tether is, it's a cryptocurrency that is tethered in a 1-to-1 ratio, a permanent 1-to-1 ratio with the US dollar. So you can trade your Bitcoin for Tether, and then you can always trade your Tether for $1 US. Now that only works if Tether actually has $1 US in escrow for every Tether that they issue, right? Otherwise it's a scam, essentially. So people are worried that it is a scam, and it very well could be. There's no way to know until they are audited. So what we want to know is how many US dollars they have, where they are kept. We don't even know what bank or what vault they're keeping this cash in. So And then adding insult to injury, the Tether, they were just hacked. Let me see if I can pull up the article. It's been a while since I did the research. All right, so $31 million forcibly removed from the Tether treasury. So they were actually able to, I forget, I think they were able to prevent the hacker from getting away with it, something to that effect. But I mean, it's still not a good look for Tether at all, especially as people are coming down on them harshly for not being transparent. So there's a lot of skepticism surrounding Tether right now. A little bit worried. Opinion of the TRX project coin. I like who it replaces, but I don't know if it's a plausible theory. Did we already talk about that? I forget. TRX. Oh, Tron. Actually, I did some research on it a while back. I liked it. I don't remember why. I don't even remember what this project is. Let's shoot, I don't remember. It's been too long since I did the research. I seem to remember it being pretty promising, having a good development team, but I don't think it's traded on any exchanges. Let's see. It's not on Bittrex. I mean, it is on some exchanges, but like the really, really small, low liquidity exchanges only. So if it's ever adopted by larger exchanges, that would be awesome. I would love to have a hold on some then, because I'm sure it'd go through the roof. Mickelson Staples. Where do you buy Ripple? You can buy Ripple in a lot of different places. You can buy it on Bittrex. You're looking at Bittrex right now on the screen. I think Ripple is available on any exchange except for ones like Coinbase. Like the entry-level exchanges don't have it, but everything else does. It's very, very. I mean, you can even there's even a Tether Ripple trading pair. It's really easy to get your hands on Ripple. There is a. It's getting late, and I'm losing my brain cells. People are campaigning to try to talk Coinbase into adopting Ripple, so you can buy Ripple on Coinbase. It hasn't happened yet. I don't think it's going to happen, honestly, but people are trying to make it happen, and it would be awesome. It would be awesome. That would be a positive catalyst. It would send Ripple towards $1. That would be huge, huge news. And iTunes Google Play replacements. Well, with that in mind, oh wait, are you talking about Tron? Ah, that's right. That's why I liked it. Yeah. Okay. The problem there is, or the only problem really that I found with that project was there are several decentralized music platforms that are all in development right now. So there's going to be some competition for Tron. Pretty cool name. Maybe that's all it takes to give it the notoriety that causes it to rise above the rest. But I did like the project, and I mean that's talk about some more Ripple. What was I saying? Yeah, it's a massive industry. There's a lot of capital flows through that industry. So I think if they're able to grab even a small percentage of that market share of that massive industry, then that's right. Now it's all coming back to me. I like Tron. Good project. Opinion on IOTA. Question came in from Ronnie Moorish. I like IOTA. I wouldn't buy it right now at the current price. It is pretty overinflated. I love the algorithm. I love Tangle. It's infinitely scalable. It doesn't have the power consumption weakness that proof of work has. So it has a lot of advantages over like Bitcoin and a lot of the other altcoins. I think the transactions are supposed to be free. It's going to be the king of microtransactions. if they develop it into everything that it's supposed to be, it's gonna be the shit, man. It's gonna be awesome. But we'll just have to see if that happens. Ricardo Reveles has joined the channel. Welcome to the channel, man. Are you buying some Bitcoin too? Everyone, dude, Siders, you know Siders. He contacted me via Facebook today. He's trying to buy some Bitcoin too. Apparently, he's getting everyone at his duty station into it as well. So today's been a big day for crypto and for Bitcoin, and people have been going crazy. But now, I'm afraid people are getting burned because people are going to freak out. Like people that are just getting into Bitcoin and into the market for the very first time today, they're going to crap their pants seeing this happen. I mean, that is a little bit ominous. Yeah. Let's check in on Ripple real quick. Bounced off of 21 cents. Interesting. Let's see I wonder what the rest of the market did. Litecoin, did it sell off at all? Why does it do that? Interesting. Litecoin did not sell off with Bitcoin there. Huh. It was mainly Ripple and Bitcoin that got hit so hard there. Weird. Let's see. Oh, we have some questions on YouTube now. Let's see here. PUBG Zoo asked, what's going on in Bitcoin Cash? Well, I haven't really been keeping up with that. We did do a live stream on it a week or two ago when it was a hot ticket item. Let's see here. So there for a while, Bitcoin Cash had like stolen the hash rate from Bitcoin, or well, that's a really weird way of putting it. The miners migrated from Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash because it was more profitable there for a short amount of time. So here you can see the Bitcoin crashed from 12 exahashes down to less than 4, and Bitcoin Cash went from 0.81 to like 7. It's no longer relevant. We're back to where we used to be. But there's still some people that believe that Bitcoin Cash is the real Bitcoin because it's more closely aligned with Satoshi Nakamoto's vision of Bitcoin. I don't know. We're still a long ways off from Bitcoin Cash stomping all over Bitcoin. Quite frankly, I like the idea of Bitcoin Gold better. I like the fully decentralized mining, the ASIC resistant equal hash algorithm. Between the two, I prefer Bitcoin Gold, honestly. That's pretty much all I have to say about Bitcoin Cash right now. I think we had another one. Let's see here. I don't think that's a crypto-related question. If it is, Boondoggle, clarify, but that doesn't sound crypto-related to me. All right, let's check CryptoPanic, see what is going on. For anyone unfamiliar with CryptoPanic, awesome resource. It's a news aggregation website. It just fetches headlines from all over the internet and makes them very, very easy to view. We, Crypto Answers, we're developing a news aggregation website as well. It's going to be available in the distant future. It's going to be a long time in development, but we're going to have one of these online here hopefully by the end of 2018. So stay tuned for that. No questions right now. I am tracking questions on YouTube on that live stream and the Facebook live stream as well. If you have questions, feel free to ask. For those of you that have asked questions about random currencies I did not know about, I apologize. I wish I could answer everyone's question. There's just too many currencies out there for me to know everything about every currency. It's impossible. Check out Ethereum. It has been selling off. The all-time high, I think it hit like 550 not too long ago, and it's almost back down to 400. Crazy whenever it's buy time. What else do we have here? I don't know how many of you were around when I talked about CryptoKitties, pretty interesting blockchain project. Completely, or well, it almost crashed the Ethereum network, and it also brought the need for scalability to the forefront of the Ethereum discussion because um, the Ethereum network was not able to handle all of these additional transactions that came from CryptoKitties. Um, I'll just go over it again really quickly. So it's a website where you can buy kitties and basically breed them. You have a male and a female, you breed them, you get a new kitty. And then you can sell these kitties and potentially make some money. One of them, the most expensive one, his name was Genesis. It was sold for $114,000. Someone paid like 257 Ethereum for this freaking digital kitty. Absolutely crazy. It's worth looking into if you're just looking for like a comical read. Oh, we haven't talked about this yet. Russia legalizing and regulating Bitcoin. So back in October, Russia released a statement saying they were going to create their own cryptocurrency. It's going to be called the crypto ruble, and it's going to be highly regulated. It's going to be state issued, state controlled. You're going to be able to trade it for actual like paper rubles as well. It's not going to be mined. There's going to be a tax on it. I think it was 13%. Let's see here. Yeah, 13% capital gains tax. And if you buy it and then you sell it and you can't prove your cost basis, they're going to tax you. They're going to tax you on it, even if there was no capital gains to realize. They're still going to tax you on it. Like it's going to be highly regulated. I don't even know if I like the idea of the crypto ruble. When I first heard of it, I was like, that's pretty cool. Russia 100% supporting Bitcoin and blockchain. This is awesome, but I don't know. It's starting to sound pretty questionable. But yeah, newsworthy. Good grief! Look at Bitcoin. We just cracked 14,000 on the way down, 13,800, and falling. Hoping this is going to hold right here, because I've been buying Bitcoin as it has been falling. This is getting pretty intense. Ripple's still falling. Holy crap! We're about to see 20-cent Ripple. This is absolutely insane. Insane. There's a lot of support at 20 cents. If I have any tether, I'm gonna buy some more. I need to cancel some of my other pending orders so I can buy Ripple if it. Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. So from the all-time high of 16,800, we are now at 13,800. We're down $3,000 from the intraday and all-time high. I have no idea what really is sparking this sell-off. This, I'm sure, has something to do with it. 220,000 unconfirmed transactions. Or it could just be, could still be a natural correction. We really haven't seen, let's see here. Just kind of eyeballing this, I want to say our support is going to be, yeah, probably around 13,000, like long-term, yeah, probably about 13,000. Any more questions? Let's see what we have here. Gabriel Velez. Oh, I recognize that name. How's it going, man? He says, I sold 10x too early and watched it go up to almost $3, but because I rode the Bitcoin wave until it leveled out, I now have twice as much, 10x. So yeah, I've been selling off most of my currency along the way as Bitcoin has been completely freaking skyrocketing, just trying to realize some of those profits. And now I'm glad because the market is quasi-tanking. But anyways, I'm in 10x. I did not sell that. That was the one currency that, like, I'm gonna ride 10x to the moon. Man, I can't believe I didn't mention that earlier. Anyways, yeah, I'm very bullish, very long-term holding 10x. Right now, I mean, short-term, yeah, there was a pretty big uptick in the price. I wouldn't recommend buying it right now, especially as Bitcoin is kind of crashing. Maybe wait to see what happens here. But I think they finally started shipping out. There's a backlog of like 200,000 cards. People were waiting on their cards, like 200,000 people, and they finally started shipping them out, I believe. Let me see. Where can I find that information? LinkedIn. He released a statement. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. I just, before you quote me on that, I want to verify the information. Son of a gun. Alright, I don't want to spend all day talking or trying to research this, but basically 10x needs to solve just a couple of issues for it to really, really blow up. Scalability is number one. The reason why there's a backlog of cards that were not issued is because, in Dr. Hosp's words, he said, we cannot ship the cards because we don't want people to use them. There's so much demand for them. People are desperate to get their hands on it, but they have not solved the scalability on their network. Same as Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're all facing scalability issues, but 10x is really being hampered by that issue more than anything. So scalability has to be solved first and foremost. They're trying to get a banking license, number two. If either of those happens, that's going to be huge. It's going to be a very powerful positive catalyst for 10x. Long term, I mean, Dr. Hosp is very active. He's always updating us on what's going on behind the scenes, what's going on with that project. They've been hiring a lot of new staff, increasing the size of the team, more developers. Very active. I love the development team. I love that project, and if they're able to solve one of those issues, it's gonna be real. But that's why I'm very bullish long term on 10x. Do you think Bitcoin will have a cap, and where? I don't know if you mean like as we're falling here, if we're gonna find some support. I think we may have found it because there should be some long term support here. This is what I've been waiting for forever. Of course. Of course it happens as I buy more Bitcoin. Anyways, we should hold at like 13.5 or 13.6 or so. If you're talking about a cap as far as like a new high, if we're going to achieve a new high, I'm not sure. I was pretty confident we were going to see 20,000 by the end of the year until this happens. Now I'm getting a little bit worried. But, I mean, we could just as easily be right back up to 17,000 in an hour or two. I mean, that's what's been happening back here, you know. It kind of crashes and then bam, right back up. Kind of crashes and right back up. So, I don't know. This needs to happen. This is a healthy natural correction, I think, because there's no FUD that I can find. As far as I can tell, there's nothing really to be too worried about. It's just a little bit unnerving. Oh, Pincho Balakchev asked a question. This is a good question, actually. If creation reaches its limit, so I think you're asking about when it reaches its max supply, how are the miners going to get paid through the fees? To answer your question, yes. So instead of being rewarded with new Bitcoin, the miners will be rewarded through miner fees only. So I think what will happen there is, I mean, the possibility exists that Bitcoin could very well transition from proof of work to something else. I guess that could happen. But more than likely, yes, they'll be compensated through miner fees, and the fees will go up because there's not going to be any free Bitcoin floating around. So the miners' fees have um, really no choice but to go up. That's not going to be good for Bitcoin. No, the fees are already high as it is, and people don't like it. So, yeah. Bitcoin, Adam Anderson says Bitcoin is going to drop below 7,000. Oof. Ooh. Those are fighting words, dude. If I almost want to see it happen. I mean, that would be below 7,000. Holy, I don't know. I don't know if that can happen. Let's do the 1-day chart. Actually, zooming it out and looking at it, maybe. Actually, no. No. We need some sort of negative catalyst to make that happen. We need. I don't know. I think this is still just natural correction. So if we're looking at this technically without pulling out Fibonacci retracements and all that stuff, this is basically a trend line right here. We established a trend line with the price, and it's going like this, right? And then all of a sudden, in 2 days, we went from 11,000 to 17,000, and that's ridiculous. So we might just be coming back down here to meet this trend line, in which case we're looking at about 13,000, like I said. So since I bought some more Bitcoin, I'm hoping that's the case. But who knows? Who knows? Almost back up to 14. Oh, yeah. Just kidding. We're still pretty close to 14,000. Didn't a bunch of Bitcoin get hacked off of an exchange recently? You might be talking about NiceHash. See if I still have the article up. I do not. So NiceHash was hacked. NiceHash is not an exchange. It was a mining network. It was a platform where you could buy or rent computing power for mining a whole bunch of different currencies. Vertcoin, Verge, Siacoin. Like there were like dozens of different coins that you could mine through that program, and it was hacked. They stole $50 or $60 million worth of Bitcoin. So yeah, that was big news on the day of. That was a couple days ago. Aside from that, Tether was hacked. Tether lost about $31 million in funds, but I don't think there were any other hacks. Okay, Rigo Ramirez confirmed 56 million stolen from NiceHash. But yeah. So I would like to reiterate that although Tether was hacked, sure, and NiceHash also hacked, blockchain still has yet to be hacked. It's really, if you lose your money to this sort of thing, it's because you weren't smart about it. Like NiceHash had all of its money, all of its Bitcoin in one wallet. Like that's not smart. That was foolish. And now we paid the ultimate price because the Bitcoin is gone. There's also some speculation that maybe NiceHash hacked itself, like they just ran off with $50 million. I don't know. I tend not to believe that speculation because they were making a lot of money just through miners' fees, and that was sustainable. That was very much sustainable. I don't think they would do that. They released a statement. It was pretty vague. They were like, "Yeah, we got hacked. We're talking with the authorities. We're shutting down services for 24 hours." That was more than 24 hours ago. They've still shut down. But I don't think they're going to be able to recover from that, unfortunately. Matt Tyler, who besides NiceHash got hacked? That was Tether. Tether got hacked as well. I think that was maybe a week ago or so. Bitcoin back above 14,000. Oh, nope, right at 14,000. Cool. Yeah, I'm not too worried. Looking now that we've zoomed out and we're seeing this full picture, um, I'm not too worried. I think we'll continue on this trend. Perhaps. It's been an interesting day. My gosh. Oh, we have some more questions on YouTube. What do we have here? Sorry if you've answered this already, but how worried are you about Bitcoin futures? So we briefly touched on it, but more than happy to talk about it again. Good question. So yeah, CME is launching Bitcoin futures here in just a couple of days, I think, mid-December, and then JP Morgan, I think, was as well. There are a couple different entities bringing Bitcoin futures online. I'm not stoked about it, to be honest. I have never dealt in futures, even in stocks or precious metals. I've been in stocks for years and years and years, longer than I've been in cryptocurrency, but I've never, well, I don't want to say never. I very, very rarely deal with futures. So I'm not going to benefit from it, but I am a little bit worried that it will bring with it market manipulation. Because as people are able to profit both ways from positive and negative swings in the price of cryptocurrency, I think people will be more inclined to go out of their way to generate FUD, to generate fear, uncertainty, and doubt, to manipulate the price. So, I mean, Bitcoin is volatile enough as it is. I don't think we need that extra volatility, and I'm not stoked. Is it influencing the price right now? I'm not sure. Maybe. I think most people are looking at it positively, and then of course we have all the we have like 3 or 5 hard forks coming up in December. There's a lot of positive things for Bitcoin right now, but I think CME is viewed as one of them. I personally, though, I'm not too stoked. Yes, I did mine with NiceHash. I really liked the program, actually. It was just so easy to use. It didn't even bog down my computer that much. Like, I could still use my computer while mining, and I was making like $1 something a day. So I liked it a lot. I think I had about $27 worth of Bitcoin, and it got hacked. Whatever. Life lesson learned, I suppose. Not a big deal. Matt Tyler asked, what hard forks? So there's going to be Bitcoin Platinum, Bitcoin Diamonds. Let's see. I need to write an article on this. That'll force me to do the research. I haven't really looked into it yet. Oh, we have one coming up on Christmas Day. Interesting. Bitcoin. This is a terrible article. Bitcoin Guide. I think that's supposed to be Bitcoin Gold. Oh, wait, no. Wait, it's actually called Bitcoin Guide. What? Hold on. Let's do Bitcoin Diamond first. Let's see. Bitcoin Diamond futures have been falling. They're down to $37. Cool. The development team behind Bitcoin Diamond, absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. I did look into that one a little bit. I'm not excited about Bitcoin Diamond at all. But I'll still show you the website if I can pull it up here. I know I skipped a couple of questions there. I'll get back to those in just a second. I just want to talk about these hard forks because that was a really good question. So well, never mind. There's another question on YouTube. I'll get to that as well. Let me talk about Bitcoin Diamond here. One sec. So, I guess their futures are trading independently. That's like almost twice what it was on CoinMarketCap. Let's see here. So here's a comparison. Wow, 210 million Bitcoin Diamonds. So the max supply is 10 times that of Bitcoin. It's going to be GPU mineable, same block time, 10 minutes, a little bit more scalable, 8 megabyte blocks. Similar blockchain size. SegWit, yes. Replay protection, yes. This is a completely different website than the one I saw. Interesting. Anyways, futures are not suggesting that it's going to be very successful. But yeah, we have Bitcoin Diamond. Let's see if I can find Bitcoin Platinum. Bitcoin Platinum uses blockchain technology to operate with no central governance or third-party interference. Managing, issuing, or maintaining Bitcoins is carried out collectively by the decentralized network. It is an open source. It is open source. Its design is public. Nobody owns or controls Bitcoin Platinum, and everyone can take part. Cool. Exactly just like Bitcoin. The future shines brightly with unrestricted growth, global adoption, permissionless innovation, and decentralized development. Sounds like Bitcoin to me. Oh, decreased block time. ASIC resistant technology. I guess it's going to be SegWit 2x equipped. Interesting. I haven't researched Bitcoin Platinum at all yet. That might be decent. I'm not sure. Anyways, I don't even know what the other ones are off the top of my head. Bitcoin God, it sounds like. I have no idea. Wait, okay, so Super Bitcoin, Bitcoin Platinum, Bitcoin Uranium, Bitcoin Cash Plus, and Bitcoin Silver. That doesn't even... Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. How did we get... Oh, what hard forks? That's how we got talking about that. So yeah, there you go. There's the names if you want to do some research. I haven't done the research myself because I'm over these hard the hard forks. All right, the questions that I missed. Technoligarch, I'm sorry that I was... oh wait, I addressed one of your questions, but I'll address the second one now. You said there's a massive wall of resistance around 13.6k and 13k. Exactly. That's what I've been saying. And did it hold? Oh wow, yes. Yes. It held. There you go. What about Ripple? Ripple's still at 21 cents. How is that possible? Anyways. Alright, questions. Use them as well. Ibrahim Nodars asked, what's going to happen after the futures release? So it depends. I mean, the futures, that's basically anyone's best guess at what that Bitcoin offshoot is going to be valued at after the hard fork. So it could go up in value. People could rally behind it. Maybe it's profitable to mine, and people leave Bitcoin to go mine that. And now there's a whole bunch of hype. Same thing that happened to Bitcoin Cash, right? Maybe that happens. I don't know. So too many things could happen to really predict the price action following the hard fork. But it's a big gamble. If you are buying the futures, it's a big gamble whether it goes up or down. I mean, Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold both skyrocketed right after the hard fork, but I just realized it's midnight. I'm in a hotel. Oh man, I share a bathroom with somebody else because I'm here. The Air Force is paying for this hotel, so I'm sharing a room with somebody else, and I'm talking loudly, and I probably will come up. God, I feel bad. Anyways, we're gonna have to wrap this up here pretty soon, for that reason. But now I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Futures. Yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna happen afterwards. The futures should eventually turn into actively traded price of the currency. But I don't know how the two will compare because I haven't done enough research to know if the project is good or bad. But the futures have been falling. Alright, so looks like we're caught up on the questions, and it's midnight. I do have class tomorrow, and so does he. So I need to let him get to bed, and I need to get to bed as well. But thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you for hitting us up with excellent Excellent questions as always. I hope we were able to answer them to your satisfaction. Um, Always good to have you with us. Guess that's it. We covered all the news, covered all the questions. Gonna go ahead and sign off. Thanks again, guys. Have a good night, and until next time, peace.